After making over $22 million online, here's a couple things that I had to learn the hard way through people, interactions, services, like everything you could ever think of. There's a couple things that I was misguided on in getting my journey that I want to share with you, and a couple things now that I learned over the last couple of years that have really drilled home a lot for me. And I hope you enjoy this video because these are things that people don't want to talk about in the online business space. They either stay away from it or they just simply don't want to talk about it because running a business is hard. I was actually talking with a friend yesterday, makes 40 million a year, decided to shut his doors. It's tough. Okay. And there's a couple things that, I think that people need to realize a lot more. So I'm not going to go down to the whiteboard for this video. I'm just writing this down for my own conscience. The number one lesson that I learned is that people don't vote with their actions. They don't vote with their mouths. They vote with their credit cards, right? No matter what you're pushing out to the marketplace, whatever offers you have and funnels you have, we always try to put this connotation of, I think this thing will work really well. It deserves to sell. People want it. We get emotionally attached to an outcome, okay? We can't do that. You got to let the market decide for you, and the data is not emotional, which makes it hard for people to be in the business world because most people are emotional. They freak out, they're impatient, right? And that brings me to number two, which is expectations. I thought for the longest time in my life that it was my duty to solve everyone's stupidity around me. Common sense is not common anymore. It's literally gone, actually. I think it drifted off into the wind. My ability to not be attached to any expectation whatsoever, if someone quits, screws me over, I'm just used to it now. Because when you have a lot of money, you start making a lot of money, you have a lot of people who want to be a part of what you're doing, and sometimes for the wrong reasons. And that's fine to understand that, but most people don't want to admit that, is that now when you're making a lot of money, your time's so valuable that you push things off and you just use the money to solve them. But meanwhile, it comes back to bite you in the ass. So two would definitely be expectations, not setting any at all, not being attached to an outcome, right? Third is communication. One of the biggest things that I had to learn was the communication skills of not just being deliverant with my communication, but leadership as well. If people really want to be a part of what you're doing, then you have to lead by example. That's what being a leader is. If no one sees your vision and sees what you're going to try to do to an industry, you're not going to have a team behind you backing you the whole way. It's just really tough and it's not scalable. You're going to have high employee, turnover and low retention. So the ability for you to communicate, not just on stage, but also on video like this and in person, and the way you move, the way you talk, your tonality, how you go high, low, high, low, high, like these things matter. So if you're going to learn anything communication, I would definitely find a speaking coach. It's something that I'm doing currently. So it's always having the ability to move people on camera, motivate them, get them to understand your story, get them to even listen to the story. And that comes down to leadership as well. So, if you can lead people and get people behind what you're doing, then you won't have as hard of a time as building a business as you thought. The problem is that most people aren't leaders because, to be honest, you don't believe in your product yourself. You can't get other people behind it and you're paying them. You're trying to get people to pay you and you're not even a leader yourself because you're not behind the product too. You're just selling it to make money because you want to be an entrepreneur. Okay. And that brings me to number 4. Less is more. The more consolidated your life is, the better it's going to be, even though you might think that's boring. All the things that I took on, obligations, like when I started making money, I got a dog. I had 2 places to live. I had 4 cars. It's stupid. It's stupid. That's why I decided to move here to Phoenix, got my house, got rid of two cars that I had, and consolidated my life a little bit. Stopped going out so much. I bought things for the house to stay home. I like being a homebody. Less is more. It gives you more time to think, okay? And that brings me to number 5, which is the more clear your goal is, the easier it is, okay? And what do I mean by that? A lot of the times when I ask entrepreneurs, what's your goal? They're like, I want to get more clients. I want to grow my revenue. I want to find someone to hire. Like, that is too vague, okay? The more clear it is, if I then asked you and you said, hey, I want to land 30 clients this month. Okay, let's break that down. That's 1 a day. And how much are you paying to get a customer right now? Well, $800, let's say. Paying $800 to get a customer. All right, so you have to spend $24,000 this month to get 30 clients. What are those clients worth? Like, we have to do number-based decisions. We can't just sit here and go, I want to grow my business. That doesn't make any sense. I want to get ads to work. Okay, for what reason? Okay, what does your current structure look like? Is your team going to be able to handle the lead flow? Are you being a good leader? Like all these things that you're not answering because you just want to make more money. Simple fact is when people say, I just want to grow my business, literally all they're saying is, I want to make more money. Okay, it's no in between. But as soon as someone comes to you and says, yeah, we want to increase our email revenue by 10% per month, and we want to get an extra 5 book calls on the calendar a day, that is specific, so that we have an actual target to go after, and everyone in your organization is now going to be aligned on what crushing that goal is going to look like. Okay. Another thing that I had to learn the hard way is this is against what most people believe. Okay. Traveling is not as great as you think. I've traveled a lot of places. A lot of people push this lifestyle, culture, laptop lifestyle bullshit online. Traveling fucks with your health a ton. Time zone changes, like you're up in the air, levels of oxygen, like you're tired, you're fucking up your sleep schedule. You can't even work on your business correctly because your health is lapsing. Like traveling is this thing that people put in ads and marketing and lifestyle because they wanted to sell you a dream. And the dream is go to Rome, go here, do all these things. Dude, I've had more success and more fun in my life just fucking being at home because I enjoy myself. A lot of people travel too much because they look for external things to satisfy them. I just like being at home. I'm a homebody. I got good friends around me, a good small circle. Like traveling is good if it falls into path and purpose of what you're doing. So like for me, I like traveling for podcasts. I like traveling for events. Like those are things that are aligned with where I'm going because I have a clear goal, right? Traveling is this thing that you could wait till you're older and when you have enough money to retire to where you can travel more. People are going to try to fight me about that and say, well, if you have enough money, why don't you travel? It's about priorities. Okay. The next thing I had to learn was you can't get into relationships too early in your entrepreneurship journey. The reason why most entrepreneurs get into relationships is because they're lonely. That's why I got a dog. That's why I had a girlfriend and I freaking moved what I was doing to be with her. It's a stupid idea. I was doing it because business and entrepreneurship is lonely. Okay. And you attach your emotions to these things that are giving you love and affection. And you don't realize that the only love and affection you need is from yourself. And I learned these things later on. Trust me, you're going to deal with it at some point. If you're making hundreds of $1,000s a month, you're going to sit down one day and be like, fuck, I'm so lonely, but I need to like really not have this urge to go find affection. I have to find it internally first. Okay. So what is that through? Okay. It's okay to go to therapy. I go to therapy. You don't have to be vulnerable to talk about it. Having someone to talk to that has no expectation towards you is a great fucking thing, to be honest. Let you vent, let you be a human, and let you not be circumvented through all these weird digital sources and watching content, swiping away on TikTok and getting completely distracted and confused. It's not a good place to be in and it's not healthy. So finding someone to talk to is very, very important. Okay. Next thing I had to learn was if you still have your parents alive right now, understand that you need to find like a way for you to always stay connected with them. As you build your business, sometimes we lose touch of family and even friends from back home, wherever that looks like. You got to find a way to always attach yourself to some type of innocence. And innocence is usually childhood. Like I still play video games. I play Elder Scrolls. I play Call of Duty. I have an esports company that a lot of you guys don't even know about, but I own an esports company to attach to Wojo Media. I love video games. I have to attach myself to innocence sometimes to keep myself grounded because if I'm just running ads doing marketing all day, it's not healthy. You got to find things that are like that screaming little child in your head. Okay, it's okay to be a little immature. People also throw this connotation that you always have to be mature and professional. Dude, to be honest, man, it's boring. No one likes it. People take advantage of you when you're too professional. It's just boring. If you can't crack a joke and laugh at it, you're not going to have any fun running a business because you're going to begin to hate the business because the business takes away from the screaming little child. Okay. Other things I had to learn is that you have to let people say what they want to say. And if someone's mad at you, just take a pause. One of the biggest hacks I ever found was if someone was mad at me or a client was frustrated, you just let them talk and then you just stay silent. And you just sit there and you just pause and you don't say anything. And then you're going to hear a long pause on the phone and they're going to say, are you still there? Yes, I'm here. And this comes down to the real like thing I wanted to tell you is it comes down to energy not always having to be matched. People talk about, oh, Pisces, Leo, oh, I got to align with all these things and energy. Dude, it's the stupidest shit ever. It doesn't make any sense. It's fake. It doesn't exist. Stop doing it, okay? If someone's mad, you don't match them with angry energy, because now you're getting into a battle or a dispute or some type of refund or whatever that looks like inside of your business. If you match anger with anger, you're going to keep rising the actual thing. And now you can't isolate the fact that you're not attached to an outcome, which brings back to expectations. If someone's mad at you, just be like, hey, I'm still here. Are you done? And you don't respond to the anger. As soon as you respond to it, you're giving them the ability to keep it going. So one of the biggest things that I've learned for sure. The next thing is it's okay to rent versus own. A lot of people online are like, go own a home. Go own a home. Own equity. Real estate's king. Dude, it's really not. Okay, people are throwing this shit down your throat. It's not the truth. Okay, I make more money not doing real estate because I can take all my money and not put it in a fucking house and I can put it into my business. You need to build your active income to a business to where you want it to be. If you want to make $1 million a month, go to $1 million a month, then buy a home. Have a clear goal. Don't just say, I got to grow my business. Now I have money to go buy a home. Don't do that shit. Okay, you're going to have more location freedom by renting because you're only held to this location for 12 months. If you want to bounce, get the fuck out, pay a simple cancellation fee. My home right now is over $1.5 million. If I had to get out of it, it would be a lot of work. It's not as easy as renting. Okay, but now my active income is where I want it to be. I now know where I want to live. I want my life to look like. So I bought a home. Until you go through the trials and tribulations and errors of running a business, and then you find out what your life you actually want it to be like, then you can go own a home. But if you're just getting off the ground, making 10K, 20K, 30K, 40K, 50K amount, do not go buy a home. Just keep renting. Have that freedom. Find yourself in life. Know who you truly are. Okay. And the last thing I want to leave with in today's video is you don't need to apologize for things. Okay. If you're in disputes or situations, or you feel like you always got to be the better person and apologize, don't apologize for being yourself. A lot of people are going to try to suck your energy and drain you because you're the guy or you're the gal and you're the leader in charge. So you always have to apologize for everything. No. There's times in my life where I don't feel like I have to apologize for things because it was the right thing to do. And you have to let other people deal with the truth that you are embedding on them. Because the truth hurts. And the only way that you're going to help people become better leaders and better people is by learning through trauma and mistakes. Don't feel like you always have to apologize for things that you know are the truth. The truth will always set you free. The truth always wins. And numbers don't lie, people do. Okay, so always be okay with that fact. And I learned that the hard way. Because I always feel like I had to apologize and fix everyone's mistakes. Like, dude, focus on you. And gal, focus on you. Like, these are things that the world tries to put on you to make you feel like you have to be a better person. And sometimes not everyone's going to align with you. It doesn't mean you have to apologize for it. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. This is a lot of lessons I learned. You know, making over 20 million online, I wanted to give you that value because things that I had to learn the hard way. And realize how none of these things really had to deal with money. A lot of it's emotional, it's psychological, it's very mental, growing a business to that factor. The only thing that I would add to conclude this video is that money not spent is money not earned. Okay, so like everything that I've done in my life, like that I've scaled with financial abilities has always grown faster. Like stop hoarding money. Saving money doesn't work. It's not valuable. Okay, saving money is stupid. I literally have an account that's separate, which is personal. I have an account that's business for cash flow and payroll, and I have an account that's just for fuck it. Okay, and what I mean by fuck it, I mean experiences, buying softwares, buying things, investing in programs, masterminds, all that stuff. Put your money to work, because if you don't spend it, then it's not going to make you any money. It doesn't just sit there in the bank account, just do its thing and make you a ton of money. No. Put it into people and things and networks and relationships. You'd be shocked what your next relationship could bring you. So with that being said, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.